Matola, traveler. Hello everyone. This is November 2020. As you can see, this is paper 2. Right. Section A, question 1, 1.1.1. A free marketing channel where goods are sold to the highest bidder is known as marketing. So we have farm gate marketing channel. Remember, free marketing is a system. Okay, is one of the marketing systems. We have three marketing systems. We have free marketing system, we have cooperative marketing system, and we have controlled marketing system. So this free marketing system, it has channels. Okay, it has channels, and its channels are farm gate marketing channel, fresh produce market, stock sales, direct marketing, and internet marketing. Okay, so here they give us a description of one of the channels. Okay, the one where goods are sold to the highest bidder is known as, so we have these options. We have farm gate. No, it's not a farm gate. Why is not a farm gate? Because farm gate, that's where the farmer sells the produce at the point of production, in front of the gate, at the farm, in front of the gate. Okay, which means that's not farm gate. Direct market, direct sale. That's where the farmer sells product directly to the retailer. So it has nothing to do with the highest bidder, which means, sorry, that's wrong. The internet, that's where products are advertised to a global consumer base online with upfront payment. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the highest bidder, so internet is out. D, stock sale. Stock sale. For sale of livestock by auction in local venue. Okay, in an auction, that's where goods are sold to the highest bidder. Okay, and the stock sale. Right, and we have an explanation. Okay, that's where it is. Oh, okay, that's where customers themselves, or the buyers themselves, sorry, okay, that's where the buyers, where it is customers themselves who set the price of goods. Okay, meaning these customers or these buyers are the ones that make price offers. Okay, so that's group of buyers, they are competing in terms of the price. Then they are offering their prices. The other farmer can say, I take it with 20,000, and the other one can say, I have 50,000. Then the other one can say, I have 80,000. So the one with the highest price will take the livestock that is displayed in the auction. Okay, right. So indeed, buyers make offers or price bids on items based on their willingness to pay, and auctioneers sell the item to the highest bidder. So most of the time they use livestock. Okay, so this sounds like a favorable system for consumers who could end up paying less for goods based on their purchasing power. So it depends also on the purchasing power of this group of buyers. If they have high purchasing power, they can end up buying that bull or that cow at with 100,000 rand, or maybe 1 million, 3 million, 4 million. Yeah, so it depends on their purchasing power. So if they have more purchasing power, or if they have high purchasing power, then the farmer who's selling that livestock or that bull will end up having more money. But if the purchasing power of this group of buyers that makes price offers or price bids is low, then the farmer who's selling that bull or that livestock will end up having low income. So it depends on the purchasing power of that group of people. So that's why we say this sounds like a favorable system for consumers who could end up pay less for goods based on their purchasing power. Okay, which is the disposable income. Okay, the limited income that is available for buying. 1.1.2, which one of the following elements of a SWOT analysis is a strength of a business? Okay, we have option A, consumers cannot easily access the market. Option B, production of high quality products. C, high demand for a product. D, many producers sell a product. So they want the one that is a strength. Okay, so we have the elements of SWOT analysis here, and we are looking for the one that is the strength. Okay, so we take B, which is the production of high quality products. Okay, strength, that is the one that is internal. Okay, strength, agree. SWOT analysis. S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunities, T stands for threats. And strength is internal, the weakness is internal, the opportunities are external, they're the ones that are happening outside of the organization or outside of the farm enterprise. The threats are also outside of the farming enterprise. So here we're looking at the ones that are happening inside of the farming enterprise. Okay, hence we say they are internal. Right. So the definition of SWOT analysis is an effective strategic planning tool that evaluates a business by identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A strength. Strength is the internal factors of a SWOT analysis that identifies characteristics of a business that give it an advantage and lead to success. Right. So out of this SWOT analysis, we cannot say we cannot look at opportunities, because the ones that are showing opportunities are the ones that are external. That's what is that is what is happening outside of the farm, outside of the farming enterprise. So we are looking for the ones that are happening inside of the farming enterprise, and they are the ones that gives our farm an advantage. Okay, that's the best characteristics of the farming enterprise. For example, Maybe we have talented employees on the farm. Okay, talented employees. Maybe we have machinery that allows for autonomous production, hence we make lots of profits. That is a strength, because that is internal. Okay, that's part of our assets, okay, on the farming enterprise. So let's evaluate these options. Consumers cannot easily access the market, so um, this one, I think that's not the strength. See, high demand for a product, that's not a strength. That is that is an opportunity. Yes, I think it can fit into the opportunity. That's not a strength. Many produce many producers selling a product. Competition, I think, that's external. That's not internal. So this one is not right. This one is not right. This one is not right. But production of high quality products, that means already this is our strength, because if we can produce high quality of products, we can be able to attract customers with these high quality products, because customers, they want the products that are efficient and effective, that works well. Okay. Oh, even we have an explanation. Strengths may be any number of areas or characteristics where a farming enterprise excels and has a competitive advantage over its peers. For example, over its competitors. This just means over its competitors. For example, a great corporate culture, it can be a great corporate culture, a strong brand recognition, talented and skilled employees in the company, okay, and above average inventory turnover. This is some of the examples of strengths in the farming enterprise. And SWOT analysis is not limited only to the farming enterprise, it can also be used in companies. Hence, here we're talking about a company. That's why I replaced this company with farming enterprise, because we're dealing with the farming enterprise, which is a which is a business that is related, oh, which is a business that deals with farm products, selling farm products and produce. This process involves the production of the product and moving it to consumers. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, this question, I think they used the basic definition of marketing, the basic definition of marketing, and in reality, marketing is not just about the process that involves the production of the product and moving it to consumers. It's more than that. So that's why I say this question used the basic definition of marketing. So the correct answer is marketing. So let me look at the other definition. Yeah, but even though this is the basic definition of marketing, but it's not effective, because if they say write the definition of marketing and you write this, you will not get marks, or you will not get full marks, because this is the basic. Marketing is the process of getting the goods to the customer. It's the process of moving a product to a customer or buyer. And the full definition says that marketing is consumer-oriented process that brings sellers and buyers together for the exchange of goods or services with focus on satisfying the customer's wants. This is a long-term planning and profit motivated management. Okay, you can see already there there are different definitions of marketing, but this one that we have here is very basic, so I don't recommend it, but it speaks to marketing. Okay, so at its most basic level, you can see the explanation. At its most basic level, marketing is made up of every process involved in moving a product or service from the business to the customer. Okay, 1.1.4 oversupply. Okay, before I go to 1.1.4, option B is wrong, option C is wrong, which is standardization is wrong, option D, grading is wrong. Okay, 1.1.4, oversupply in a market can be avoided by the following. Roman figure 1, converting excess produce to other consumable products, meaning we are processing our produce so that they can be turned into products. Roman figure 2, entering into future contracts with wholesalers. So entering into future contracts with wholesalers, that means it assures us that this is the amount of quantities that the wholesaler will buy. Okay, so there is no way the wholesaler can change the quantities in the future. Once we enter into contract, okay, I'm going to deliver 4,000 bags of oranges, then that's it. I have to deliver exactly 4,000 according to the contract. If he if he changes his mind or she changes her mind when that time comes, then that is the breach of a contract, because on the contract it is a legally binding document that binds me and the wholesaler or whatever happens, the farmer will deliver 4,000 bags of oranges no matter what, so that is the agreement. So if the wholesaler decides or he cannot afford to take 4,000, then that is the breach of the contract, unless I agree with him or okay, we can decrease. But if I don't agree, that is the breach of the contract. Okay, so that will help me to control my production to make sure I produce exactly 4,000 and not over 4,000, and that will be one of the measures to prevent oversupply, which means I will make sure I deliver or I produce exactly 4,000 so that I can be able to supply that wholesaler with 4,000 bags of oranges without any shortages or surplus. Roman figure 3, increasing the price of the produce. Increasing the price of the produce. Let's think about it. Roman figure 4, having a storage facility. Yes, having a storage facility, which means after I have harvested and I see okay, I have orders, maybe I will deliver some of the produce to the fresh produce markets. Some of them I will take them to the wholesalers or retailers. Some of them they will be left. Okay, so that means there will be a surplus. Okay, So this surplus, I can store that surplus in the storage facilities. Okay, if if I planted some grains, that means that I can store those grains in the silo. Okay, in the silo. Then if that's other produce, then I can use a storage facility, a cool storage facility where I can store them and temporarily so. Yes, I can store them temporarily so. Then after some time, then I will take them whenever there is a demand for those produce. Okay, so the storage facility is just for temporary storage of the produce. Okay, right. So which means, all right, we have we have to choose the correct combination. We have option A, B, C, and D. Right. So we take option C. We take option C, which is converting excess produce to other consumable products, entering into future contracts with wholesalers, and having a storage facility. So increasing the price of the produce is wrong. Increasing the price of the produce is wrong. Why why am I saying or increasing the price of the produce is wrong? Because if you increase the price of the produce, for example, let's say or I sell bags of oranges for let's say 30 rand each bag, okay, and I decide to increase the price to 40 rand, or let's say 45 rand. Yeah, so from 30 to 45 rand, that is an increase of 15 rand. Okay, so other consumers will start to argue, no man, this price is too high. Okay, these bags of oranges are too expensive, so they could they can buy alternative products or produce, or they can look at um, yeah, could they can buy other alternative products, or they can buy from from me. But the only people who will be buying from me are those ones that are ready to pay more. So the customers that have limited income or limited disposable income will not be able to buy those bags of oranges for 45 rand because they will be expensive. Okay, so which means that the price is no longer attractive. So those ones that um, are willing to pay more, they're the ones who will buy, and those ones that don't like expensive things will not buy. So hence the demand will go down. And if the demand goes down, I will end up with more surplus. I will end up with more surplus. That means what? I will not make um, more sales because some of the customers did not buy because of the expensive price, lowering the demand. So, which means what? It will not um, help me to avoid oversupply. Even it will increase that oversupply. It will result in surplus because only few buyers were able to afford those bags of oranges. Okay, then meaning what the demand for the oranges that I sell is down. And when the demand is down, there is a surplus. There is a surplus, which results in oversupply, which means there is an oversupply of bags of oranges. Okay, so that's why I say worry that one. Okay, below we have an explanation here. Oversupply refers to a situation in a market where the quantity of a good or service, okay, let's say the quantity of a good, because here we're dealing with produce from the farm, right? So oversupply refers to a situation in a market where the quantity of a good or let's say quantity of a good supplied exceeds the quantity demanded at a given price. Oversupply refers to a situation in a market where the quantity of a good supplied exceeds or is greater than the quantity demanded at a given price. In other words, there is an excess supply of the product in the market, leading to a surplus. Assume that there is a sudden increase in the production of cabbage due to advancements in technology and more farmers entering the assume that there is a sudden increase in the production of cabbage, okay, due to advancements in technology. Okay, so there is an advancement in technology, and farmers are able to increase their production of cabbage due to this advancement in technology, and more farmers are entering the market. Okay, are entering the market. However, the demand for cabbage remains constant. Okay, remains constant, or only increases slightly. It can remain constant or it can increase slightly. Now, a greater quantity of cabbage is available, which leads to oversupply, which means we supplied what was not demanded. We supplied the amount that was not demanded. And that is 1.1.4, which is C, letter C. The following represents a fixed capital item. Okay, we have option A, which is a tractor, option B, a dam, option C, fuel, option D, seed. Remember the question, a fixed capital item, a fixed capital item. Which one is the fixed capital item here? Fuel is not a fixed, seed is not a fixed, tractor is not a fixed, a dam. Bah! Okay, so capital is invested in long-term assets, permanent structures that do not change with production. For example, land, dam, borehole, or a shed. Okay, that's fixed capital items. One point 6, a production factor that is also regarded as capital. So option A, we have land, option B, labor, option C, management, option D, money. Option D, money. A production factor. So it has to be a production factor, and it has to be capital. or it has to be regarded as capital. So land, is it a production factor? Is it regarded as capital? So let's see. Land. Land is correct. So labor is wrong. Management is wrong. Money is wrong. 1.1.7. A number of different production enterprises on a farm is referred to as a number of what? A number of different production enterprises on a farm is referred to as, option A, specialization, option B, flexibility, option C, diversification, option D, hedging. That's option C, diversification. Okay, so diversification is an important farm management strategy because it can reduce the risk associated with relying on a single product, utilize resources more efficiently, it utilizes resources more efficiently, and potentially increase overall farm income by tapping into different markets with different farm enterprises, different farm businesses. For example, having having a farming enterprise for crops, and if one farm enterprise makes losses, then you will rely on the other one for the income, which means you can be able to cover the costs that the other one made. Okay, so this strategy helps to reduce the risk, because if you can make only one farming enterprise that deals with crops, let's say you are planting soybeans and you are selling those soybeans, if natural disasters happen and those soybeans they get damaged, then that's it, it's charred. Your farming enterprise will make losses. But if you make a farming enterprise for crops and you're also rearing livestock, we are selling livestock such as chickens, we are selling cattle, you see what? Okay, if the enterprise for crops makes losses, then you can rely on the one for livestock for an income, which is nice. This is called diversification. And the other ones are wrong. Hedging, wrong. B, flexibility, wrong. A, specialization, wrong. The creation of capital by borrowing from financial institutions is called, option A, we have credit. Option B, we have a grant. Option C, we have capital. Option D, we have debt. So, the creation of capital by borrowing from financial institutions. So, when we borrow from financial institutions, we're going to repay that amount with interest. That amount is going to be repaid with interest, which means we're going to pay the principal portion of the amount plus the interest portion of the amount. and the interest can be charged differently. For example, they can charge 30% interest on the principal amount, and that means you're going to repay the amount that you have borrowed and 30% of the principal amount. So that means you're going to pay more than what you have borrowed from those financial institutions. Okay, so can it be a grant? No, a grant you don't have to repay it back, and no one a grant cannot come from financial institutions. Mostly it comes from the government, yeah, most of the time. C, capital, no. D, debt, no. A credit. Okay, the correct answer is A, which is credit, and we have an explanation here. Is a source of farm capital created by borrowing from financial institutions with the intention of repaying with interest. That is what I was talking about. 1.1.9. The following are the main types of gene mutation. We have Roman figure 1, which is insertion, Roman figure 2, duplication, Roman figure 3, invention, Roman figure 4, deletion. Choose the correct combination. We have option A, B, C, and D. Right, the main types of gene mutation, and the correct answer is option B. Okay, option B, that does insertion, inversion, and deletion. Correct. So duplication is not the main types of gene mutation. Let's go up. 1.1.10. One of the following is not Mendel's law of inheritance. Option A, we have law of dominance. Option B, law of diminishing returns. This one I don't think is one of the Mendel's laws. Law of diminishing returns. No, I don't think so. Option C, law of segregation. D, law of independent assortment. So they want the option that is not Mendel's law of inheritance. So the law of diminishing returns is not related to genetics. So it's not Mendel's law of inheritance. B. So we have an explanation. The law of diminishing returns is related to factors of production. Okay, it is one of the economic characteristics of land. This law states that as more units of a variable factor are added to a fixed factor, there will come a point when the return begins to decrease. So in genetics, Mendel never mentioned the law of diminishing returns because it is not related to genetics. It deals with production, or when you add fertilizer to a fixed what word it will then to a fixed factor, then there will be a point where the output will start to decrease. Yeah, so Mendel never mentioned anything about the law of diminishing return because the law of diminishing return is about production, and Mendel was dealing with genetics. He was dealing with the alleles and the genes, the traits, those things that are related to genetics, not production. Okay, so Mendel talked about the law of segregation, the law of independent assortment, the law of dominance. Yeah, he was talking about all of those things, but he never mentioned anything about the law of diminishing returns because it's not related to genetics. He was dealing with genetics, right? So that's why we say the law of diminishing returns is not Mendel's law of inheritance.